Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar organized for you by CRV. Welcome to all you farmers all over the world. My name is Elise van der Wulp. CRV is the leading livestock improvement cooperative. And we are owned by over 20,000 farmers. So we really understand what the needs of farmers are, not only in the Netherlands, where we are located as a cooperative, but all over the world. So today, all about feed efficiency. I'm not doing this by myself. I sit here together with two guests, and one of them is Peter van Goor. Peter, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Peter, working as a breeding specialist at CRV. And since 2015 years, I'm involved in the project about feed efficiency. I'm now managing that project. We started already in the early 90s together with Wageningen University and some research farms. From that period till 2015, we gathered already feed intake data from 4,000 lactating cows, so that was already a lot. And in 2015, we came with the first breeding value for feed intake. But when you want to have a high reliability by your breeding value, and that's where CRV stands for, then you need much more data. And that's why we decided at that time, okay, we should invest money to collect more data. And how should we do that? By putting equipment on commercial dairy farms. And that's what we have done since then. And now you can say that from 2015 till now, the amount of cows doubled from 4,000 to 8,000 cows already. And we expect that we also can improve feed efficiency by cattle, and that will be around 10%. And by improving feed efficiency, that will mean that farmers can make more milk with the same amount of feed or reduce the feed cost. And maybe also quite important to mention that when you go up with your feed efficiency, you will lower your greenhouse gas emissions.
So it has a lot of advantages. It's producing more milk, decreasing the costs, and also a better impact on the environment. It sounds almost too good to be true, right?
Yeah.
So sitting at the table with two guests, it's not only about my colleague Peter, who's telling his experience as a breeding specialist. We also have a farmer, one of the farmers from the dairy farm in the project. Gerard, a very warm welcome to you as well. Could you give a short introduction about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Gerard Meerkerk from the east of Holland, Emmer-Compascuum. We have, I have a farm with my family, my wife and 4 children.
So how is it possible to save on your biggest cost while increasing revenue? Well, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Why do we need a breeding value? Can't you see from the outside of a cow whether this is a feed efficient cow?
Yes, that's what I often hear. Farmers are telling me, or you can see it on the outside. That's why I have a little poll. I have 4 cows, and I will ask the viewers or attendees to fill in the poll, and you will see now 4 cows on the screen. I will ask you to put these cows in the right order for feed efficiency. And the one with the best feed efficiency is number 1, second, and so on. So in that order.
Being a farmer, a real life farmer, you are one of the 5 farmers that is joining in this project on feed efficiency. Why did you decide to join us to participate in the project?
Yeah, for a long time. When we start with the farm around 10 years ago, we built a new farm with a focus on efficiency, with work, energy, elder stuff, but especially also feeding to have at most milk per kilogram dry matter. And we work a very long time on it, and it is a focus because you save some money. But we have only data from the whole dairy cows and not per cow. Dus, so we were when CFV asked us to do something, work with them, we are very surprised and have a big interest in it. We work on a high production level. We have around 200 cows now. We tried with a high live age and with a high live production. You can see it's 74,000 now, and we try to have it higher and higher because you save some money for a young stock. But also the feed efficiency is general 166, and we try it so high as possible because feed is expensive, especially on this moment. You know, everyone. But also you save manure cost and all the stuff. That is what we do now.
So yeah, focusing on feed efficiency can save a lot of money, but also increase the production of milk. So on both sides of the equation,
Yep.
Are there major differences about between the cows? What can you tell about these results?
Yeah, that also is that a little bit surprised. We had not expected the difference are so big. You can see here is 25% best group with the feed efficiency one with 120 of 92. It's very high. We hadn't expected it is so high, but also the less group, the low best, 142. Is also not bad, but it is normal, I think. Does you see the difference? But when you look to especially one cow, less or good, it's the different bigger, almost 2, I think. This, the best is 1.2, and the best almost 2. Is a very big difference.
Yeah,
Surprised us.
So Peter, you see also the results from Gerard, but there are also other farms in this project. Do you see these results only on this farm, or do you also see this on the other 4th? And could you give a little bit more background on the results?
Oh, the results are quite the same on this farm. What I see here, that is what I see also on the other 4 farms, that the cows that are most efficient, they are a little bit lighter than in live weight than the less efficient cows. What we also see is that they eat a little bit less. That's not what we expected. We thought, okay, cows that produce a lot of milk will eat more, but that's not what we see. And quite surprising is that also when you look to the concentrates per kilogram of milk, that the 25% best cows for feed efficiency do have less concentrates per kilograms of milk, and that varies from 20% to 20%. So that's quite a lot.
Gerard, you just mentioned the amount of work kind of surprised you. It's pretty much work, but at the same time, looking at the results, did these results surprise you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Because especially thing what we see is that the cows they give more milk but less feed, and that is especially normally when you look to a cow and he's still for example the whole day on the footboard, then you think that's a good cow, they eat a lot.
Yeah.
And no, that is the really one, but it isn't. A cow with a high efficiency is a cow that you not see. I think he's back on behind the other cows, and you can't see which one it is. That is what I want to say, and that is nice. So you must have data. That is when you know which cow it is.
Yeah.
Best one.
So although you're a very experienced farmer, you can't see it from the outside. You need to have the data to understand. Peter, a question to you. CRV, being a genetics company, breeding is a central theme in our business. It's sometimes said that breeding doesn't really matter that much. If you feed them well, you don't need breeding, the milk will come. What is your reaction to that?
Yes, what Gerard already told, the difference between cows and bulls are huge. That's what we see. and we know that partially it's hereditary. So we expected by selecting on feed efficiency, a farmer can improve his feed efficiency with about 10%. Now, and as you also know that the feeding cost is about 50-60% of the cost of milk production, then you are talking about a lot of money on a farm. And maybe I also can show you what we see on the other at the other herds. That is the 25% best cows for feed efficiency in the herd do need a quarter less feed for the same milk production as the lower cows. So that is that's not only less feed cost and less feed, but also less manure, less nitrogen, less methane emissions. So it's enormous.
But okay, it is interesting to have a breeding value, but is it reliable? What is the reliability of measuring the feed intake?
Yeah, reliability has to do with the information you get, and we are collecting what I told already on 5 commercial dairy farms, and those farms do have in total 2,000 milking cows. And on the other hand, we still get the information from the research farms. Just on year base, we will get from 2,500 cows feed intake data, lactating cows. And now we have already from 8,000 almost 8,000 cows feed intake data, and that's a lot. And this will help us to improve the reliability for the feed efficiency index. And I can say that for a young bull at this moment it's around 50%. And these farms are also using CRV bulls. And when a bull is having 5 till 10 daughters in this farm, then his reliability will go up from 65 to 80%.
And then yeah, going to the daily business of a farmer, Gerard, back to you. Feed efficiency is not the only breeding value. So how important is feed efficiency for you, knowing that there are so many breeding values? Is this top on your list? Where do you select for? What do you use it for?
Yeah, you have a lot of values on the list per bull. That's nice because you can make a choice, but it's difficult sometimes. But further efficiency, when we look into the future, when it is not easy to have a farm with expensive feed and the milieu problems, is it very important, I think, to look on it. The nice thing is when you have a bull with a high fodder efficiency value, is it also general, you have a high milk production and a high healthy score. And thus it is not very difficult to find bulls with a high value on food efficiency.
So in fact, it can be kind of a leading principle. Select on feed efficiency, and the rest comes as well, because there is a connection or correlation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, very nice, thanks. So back to you, Peter. Can you reveal who is the winner? We just get a note from our colleague, and so
okay.
Keep up the expectations a little bit.
Yeah, here we see the 4 cows again with the same result, but now I will show you which one is the most efficient. So in the right order, it's cow 1, 3, 2, and then 4.
Wow, 1, 3, 2, and 4. Gerard, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and driving all the way from your farm to this studio and back again. So it was really a pleasure to having you here. Yep. Peter, thank you as well. You are our breeding specialist, specifically in feed efficiency. It's also nice to hear your stories, and I hope it was interesting for you as well, listening to this webinar. And you might be very interested in our bulls that have a high score on the breeding value feed efficiency. please take a look in our web shop, or you can use the QR code and you see immediately our total portfolio. And as said, many of them, even 50%, has a higher breeding value than 104, which means that it really pays off to breed on feed efficiency. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye-bye.